everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miscellaneous Gab. I like to tell stories about stories, and today we're gonna have fun, okay? So put some butter in your beer, relax, have a snack, and we're gonna go over the best and worst casting choices for the Harry Potter film franchise. So I'm gonna kind of put some fun videos out while I'm working on my more hardcore Dune, Severance, House of the Dragon. I also just recorded most of this video only to find out that my microphone wasn't on, so I'm going a little crazy. So do me a favor, please like and subscribe, okay? Please make it all worth it so I don't cry, because I had so many funny jokes and I don't remember them and I don't know if they're gonna be funny. Technology. All right, so I'm gonna get into the best and worst casting choices. If you didn't see my last Harry Potter video, go check it out. It was why Harry Potter 6 was the worst movie of them all. And because I'm a Slytherin, I'm gonna be a bitch today again. I'm gonna run through the best ones kind of quickly, because really most of what I have to say about all of them is that they look like the character and they act like the character. They look like the character and they act like the character and they were who I pictured when I read the books at 8 years old, then they're good. Number one, Miss Hermione Granger, because she looks like Hermione and acts like Hermione, and I really can't think of anyone other than Miss Emma Watson who could play her. Number two is fellow Slytherin and my childhood crush, Draco Malfoy. Tom Felton, man, did I have pictures with kiss marks on them of him in my childhood bedroom? I don't know, did I? Anyway, yeah, chef's kiss to him. I think he just played Malfoy through the ages, like when he's an emo, tuxedo wearing baby Death Eater in training. He did wonderfully. Number three, Harry Potter. This list is kind of in no particular order, honestly, but the only reason why Harry Potter isn't like a hell yeah number one is because he was supposed to have green eyes. I know. He was a kid. The kid tried to wear green contacts, but he looks like Harry Potter. He has the bland personality to match Harry Potter, and he just does really well in the role. I would be curious if they ever were to like remake Harry Potter, as long as they didn't royally F it up. I'd be so down with like a new generation of actors and actresses. I would be here for that. Maybe when I have kids one day, they will be here for it too. Drowning my sorrows with butterbeer because I have to re-record this. Number four is all Weasleys but Ginny Weasley. We'll get into Jenny in the second list. All the Weasleys, from that rat Percy to Fred and George to Mr. and Mrs. Bill, Charlie, Ron, all of them, great job. Jenny, we'll talk about you later. Number five, Snape, Severus Snape, rest in peace, Alan Rickman. He just did such an iconic job. I think he is just like genuinely one of the characters that I prefer in the movie than the books. Obviously, we got more of him in the books. We got more about his story because the Half-Blood Prince fucking sucked. Alan Rickman can do no wrong. Shout out to him also as Judge Turpin in Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Number six would be Gilderoy Lockhart. I think like they just nailed it with, you know, just a charming, handsome, kind of gives you the ick, kind of not humble man. I think they did a good job with that. Next, Hagrid, also rest in peace. Hagrid is like a chicken soup on a cold day when you're sick. Hagrid is my comfort meal, but I don't eat him. Last but not least is my boy Lucius Malfoy. Now, when I was a kid, my mom used to watch the movies with me and be like, wow, that man is so handsome. And I'd be like, ooh, mom, gross, he's old. And then now that I'm old, I'm like, and my only qualm is that we didn't get more of him. A couple honorable mentions are Sirius and Lupin. Now, I know the movie like changed Sirius's character, so it wasn't necessarily like the casting choice, but more of the writing choice. I feel like these two characters, like I like them, but I would just be curious like what other two, because Lupin and Sirius are two of my favorite characters, and I think they did a great job, but I would just like kind of be curious to see like what like the plan B was for those two. All right, now let's get into the worst. Don't come at me, okay? Number one is probably like, don't come at me the most. Now, worst casting choice is Fleur Delacour. She is the champion from Beauxbaton, the French school in Harry Potter 4. She's competing in the Triwizard Tournament in the Goblet of Fire, that one. And she is a quarter Vila. Now, what's a Vila? I don't think the movies got into Vila as much as the books, but Vilas are magical creatures. They're almost like the sirens of the wizarding world. If you think about the Odyssey, you think of the sirens. They're these beautifully, like unbelievably beautiful women. When they're angry, they kind of turn into like ugly goblin type creatures, but they hypnotize men with their song and dance. They are the mascot for the Bulgarian national Quidditch team. So that's when we're first introduced to them at the beginning of Goblet of Fire. And then we realized later during the weighing of the wands that Fleur is a quarter vila. Why would we have cause to think that Fleur is a quarter vila? Because Fleur Delacour is supposed to be like drop dead, gorgeously jaw on the floor, dropping, beautiful, ethereal, what have you. Now, before I continue, I am not some incel behind my keyboard shitting on women. I think the actress who plays Fleur is very beautiful. She's very beautiful in her own right. Fleur is supposed to be like white, flowing hair that sort of glows in the sun, these bright eyes, this angelic face. And while the actress is very beautiful, okay, I'm not calling her ugly, but Fleur is supposed to be almost like inhumanly beautiful. And she's supposed to have this effect on people. That's why Ron asked her to the Yule Ball. I think we could have gotten a better actress. And not only that, but like, I just feel like she's supposed to occupy more space. Like if we look at the actress they picked for Fleur, she's like very tiny and compact. Like she's this big. And I think Fleur's supposed to be very tall, willowy, and I just wanted to be sold on that a little bit more. Number 2, along those same lines, is Victor Crumb, okay? What a snooze fest. He's like a graham cracker. If I have like a cupboard full of snacks, I have like Doritos, hot Cheetos, maybe I have a frozen Eggo waffle, maybe I have some mochi, some ice cream, and then I have like fucking graham crackers, not even to make a s'more with, just plain graham crackers. That would be Victor Crumb. Not that Victor Crumb is supposed to be any looker, okay? Again, this isn't about looks. He's supposed to look different. He's supposed to look way different. Like if you look at the cover of Harry Potter 4, kind of his long hair, a hooked nose, not a good actor for Crumb. Number 3, I'm sorry, but it's Dumbledore. I prefer the Dumbledore of the first 2 books. The older you get, the more you realize how terrible Dumbledore is. Dumbledore might be smart. Dumbledore might be cunning. Dumbledore might be the only one that who ever feared. Dumbledore is like missing in action for most of Harry Potter. A lot of shit happens that could have been prevented if Dumbledore had been like a better headmaster. However, I just think that the actor that they picked for the later Dumbledores he's just like too quirky, okay? Like in Goblet of Fire, it says in the book, Dumbledore calmly asked Harry, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?" And then in the movie we got like, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?"
Harry, I protest! Harry, you put your name in the Goblet of Fire. What's that?
Okay, number 4 is Ginny Weasley. Okay, this is like kind of borderline. Is it casting choice or is it writing choice? I think probably this is the one that leans more into writing choice, but what a snooze fest. Jenny is supposed to be this like badass, like she's supposed to be hot and she knows it. All the boys want to date her. She's funny, she's aggressive, she's kind of like one of the boys. I mean, she grew up with all boys. In the movie, she's like a little mouse, And I understand that in the early movies, in the early books, she's like really intimidated, doesn't want to talk to Harry, but circa Harry Potter 4, she is like so cool, especially in 6. She is so freaking cool. And the actors like Harry and Ginny just had no chemistry whatsoever. I'm a little disappointed in that. Worst casting choice, and again, I like this is kind of, was it casting, was it writing, but is Barty Crouch Jr., the lick guy, what was that? And you gave it away like really early on that Moody was Barty Crouch Jr. That is a big freaking reveal, but because they show him in the first scene in Harry's dream where he's like, "What's up, master?" And then I think like at one point Moody does it too. A very discerning viewer would be able to figure out what is perhaps the biggest twist of Harry Potter other than Snape being the Half-Blood Prince, I dare say. This just did nothing for me. The next one, 6, is like is actually Mad-Eye Moody himself. Now I think visually he looked like Moody, but also like a bit too silly, a bit too quirky. And I do think that this is like part of Warner Brothers' goal of not making the Harry Potter movies too dark, when really they were quite dark, like starting from the 4th book onwards, because Moody is like this really like serious guy. And I think maybe it was because he was always accompanied by weird music. I don't know. Okay, last worst is Tom Riddle, like the later Tom Riddle. So I am sad. Now I know so much time has passed, I couldn't get the same actor, but the OG Tom Riddle in the Chamber of Secrets was exactly what you would expect Tom Riddle to be. Handsome, charming, smart, occupies a space. The later Tom Riddle was school shooter vibes. Okay, could have called that a mile away. If you're telling me like the worst dark wizard is coming soon, I'm looking at you, kid. So I just feel like they could have done a little bit better with picking like somewhat similar looks, vibe. Tom Riddle is described as being excessively handsome, charming, knows all the right things to say. And I think they could have tried a little bit harder, but at that point, like the 6th book is bad. The 6th movie is bad. Go watch my whole take if you want more on that. Anyway, I'm gonna stop it there. This is meant to be fun. This is meant to be short. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. I want to know what you think. As always, thank you so much for supporting me, and your support means the world. It is what continues to prompt me to make these videos and to continue exploring my passions and what I love. So if you're not subscribed and you've made it this far, please subscribe. Like, every comment, every single interaction helps me so much, and it truly makes my day. I will see you soon with more videos. Comment below and tell me what kind of video that you want next. If you like me talking about Harry Potter, let me know. If you want me to stick with Dune and House of the Dragon, Severance, all the other fun stuff I have planned, let me know as well, and I will see you soon. Goodbye, friends.